Greetings and salutations. Welcome to another episode of 365 Days of Gaming. I appreciate you taking our time to check out this video. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you in advance. Let's not delay. Now, a wise man once said, and I quote, "Wu-Tang is for the children." And that man was very correct. And you want to know why? Because there's not another rap group who released a video game for the PlayStation. I'm talking about Wu-Tang Shaolin Style. Now, some of you are thinking, Darius, where did you find this game? I have to explain it to you, okay? This game I played in not even like any time near when it came out. I played this game like the summer of 2004, right? And it's me and my god brothers, Jerry and Dante. And for some reason, we had Wu-Tang Shaolin Style. And it was 4 players, which was kind of the prerequisite since it was usually 3 of us. You know, somebody doesn't have to wait now. And let me just say, just bear with me for a second. First and foremost, the game was a reskinned version of a game that was canceled after it was basically completed, called Thrill Kill. Now, if you want to know more about that, use your Googles. I don't really know too much about it, and I don't want to lie to you any more than I normally do. But also, Wu-Tang is for the children, okay? So the Wu-Tang Clan, if you don't know, 90s hip hop group, one of the biggest of all time, you know what I'm saying? Wu-Tang Clan forever. And they were influenced heavily by martial arts, you know, and so it makes sense to have a game with the Wu-Tang Clan with martial arts involved. And on top of that, the game was kind of visually very violent. Now, there's a code that you have to put in order to get the full version of the game, right? But once you do that, which is, I believe, on the back of the game, like, you know, you get the full version of it. And there are some really solid things about this game that I don't think we've ever really seen in the game since. There are some things that clearly that exist now. Like, I didn't see anything besides Smash Brothers back then, kind of using the stock system. So you'll notice that every character, you'll see like the number of lives they have left, which I think is pretty cool. So instead of having rounds, I always thought the stock approach was always a good idea. And the other cool thing is, like, while you're fighting, if you are, you know, finishing a person off, not necessarily a finishing move, but when you beat them, the stock, they will do like a finishing move, and you don't have to input. You just, based on which finishers you've unlocked, you get to do one of them. And I thought that was really cool, because one of the things with Mortal Kombat is everybody wants to do a finisher, but not everybody knows how to do them. And it's kind of whack when someone is standing there and they're trying to do it and they don't have good input skills. And they just, you know, do it until you fall down or they punch you by mistake. So the fact that this game pretty much auto does finishers, I thought that was always a really cool feature. It's like, you know, it always has a nice cap off to the match. Now, if the same person is winning every time, then that's a personal problem. You got to figure that out. But then also the story mode, where you kind of go to each level. I always thought that was kind of neat. You know, I feel like a lot of times with fighting games, besides something like Mortal Kombat, everybody's kind of falling back on the presentation within the story mode. And I'm not saying you need to have a 10-hour campaign like Mortal Kombat, but just something to make me feel like I'm doing something besides going from fight to fight. Yes, it's a fighting game, but you can always try to give me more in the presentation aspect of it. You know, you don't just have to be like next fight, next fight, next fight. You know, that's more of a, it feels like a survival mode than it does a story mode. So I thought that they did a really good job. Now, every person has like an alternate version, basically their evil counterpart that you can unlock by either I think holding start and pressing X when you pick them, or just playing through the story mode. And then also everybody has like multiple finishing moves that you have to get by unlocking all 36 chambers. Now, that seems like a fun task for nobody. So what I will tell you is to put the code in. Just put the code in and move past it. That's where you get to unlock the full game. But yeah, you know, visually this was very different. This was combining hip hop and martial arts in a way that's completely different from the Def Jam Vendetta games, which also weren't even out yet. So like, you know, we're not playing something that doesn't exist yet, or maybe they were and we just didn't have it, because later on we did play Fight for New York, so I'll take that back. But anywho, you know, it's a game where if somebody were to show it to you during the late 90s, early 2000s, you probably would have said no. But I'll tell you this, if you walked into a room and saw, you know, 4 people playing this game and having a great time, which I can tell you they would be, especially if they aren't taking themselves too serious, you would want to play. you would say, hey, let me get in on this, let me get next. So, be it as it may, as far as it not being one of the most remembered fighting games and, stuff like that, that's neither here nor there. What I'm saying is the game is fun. It is fun to watch other people play, and it is fun for you to play, again, if you don't take yourself so serious. So they have like input commands like any other fighting game. You have your button combos, you have your Street Fighter style down forward punch, down forward kick type things. So you got like light punch, heavy punch, light kick, heavy kick, or even left and right punch, left and right kick. But either way, the game is simple, it's effective. You don't have to be the most savvy fighting game player to play it. You can button mash and you'll still probably get some decent stuff to come out. And if you somehow win the match, you'll guarantee to do a finishing move, and that'll make you feel good. And that's what it's about. It's about having fun and feeling good. And that's what this game is. It's not about being the most sophisticated fighter. Okay. Even if that's what they were going for, they didn't accomplish that, but they did accomplish making a game that is fun to play if you got your boys with you. And if you're a fan of the Wu-Tang Clan, which you should be anyway, you'll enjoy just the experience of them combining this in a non-traditional, style type of game. So I'm always talking about, this game as far as fun games. All right. Now, if you're talking about just fighting games, no, I'm not going to bring up Wu-Tang Shaolin style. That's too much. But if we got 4 people, right, and the game is there and we're looking for something to not put too much stock in, this is just about having fun, picking random characters, going at it, seeing finishers. This game is definitely good in that aspect. So I felt like, because I've had so many positive experiences with it, I wanted to share it with you. Hence the name of the series and what we do here. So I appreciate you checking it out. And if you played this game, who's your favorite character? Whose finishes do you like the most? Did you beat the game? Because I did, and it was not fun. Not because the game is bad, but because, like most fighting games, the bosses are very, 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 very strong and hard to deal with. So you got to do one of those cheap them out. Figure out what works. Maybe some back and circle action, and just ride at the victory. But yeah, I'd like to hear your thoughts on this game. And if you've never heard of it before, you are welcome. Again, have fun, be safe. Wu-Tang is for the kids. I'm out.